Anomit.
Hey, hi.
Yeah,
Nice
thanks
to
for
meet
your
you.
time. Yeah, so we'll take it first.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you about your journey into Web3 and how was your transition from Web2 to Web3? How was the whole journey for you?
All right. So my journey into Web3 actually started late 2017 when I think the Ethereum ICOs were like booming and all that.
Yeah.
But my thing happened purely because I met my co-founder who was taking a break from entrepreneurship. So he's building like a hacking project for Product Hunt. Product Hunt had some contest running at that point of time. So he was building wallet tracker solution.
Wow,
Which
okay.
is very common at the moment.
2017?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is very common now, but
yeah,
not at
in
all back
yeah,
then,
correct.
right? So basically, you get as a Telegram bot or a Messenger bot or a basic web page listing of your entire coin holdings and how they're performing and whether you want to transfer it to someone. Very basic interface.
Yeah.
But I at this time was a MMA instructor at Cult Fit. It's a India chain. For, so yeah, I was being a thing
So you
over
transitioned
there.
from Cult Fit to Web3?
Because my original background is in computer science. So, but for 5 years I was not in the space. I was taking time off because I did the same. My current co-founder was also my co-founder back in college. So, while in college, we were still running a startup out of Manipal. And that went well. And then I was working at SAP Labs. And then my life just took another turn. That was way far in the past. But yeah, 2017, he showed me that, hey, look, I'm building this for this hackathon on Product Hunt, right? I need to release this by, I think it was December end or something, that I'll release this and I want to see how the community reacts to this. I'm like, wait, what is this? Like, I had heard about Bitcoin. Like, I didn't know about Ethereum. I didn't know about blockchains which had smart contracts on it, right? And you could write a program to run on it that would get updated. I'm like, okay. This seems very interesting because that was my college graduation thesis. Like, how do you run like a network file system layer? So it's as if the files are on your computer, but they could be anywhere on the network. But so basically decentralization, right? So that is when I ran into problems. This was in 2010 of trying to scale this up. How do I do this? So I'm like, oh great, this looks like a great idea. So when I saw the whole hackathon entry and the product building and such that we decided that we need to make this easier for more developers. So that was the start of our first startup in this Web3 space. It was called BlockVigil. It wanted to basically give you Web 2 standards compliant APIs which would do Web3 operations, to put it in short. So that anyone who has already built backends and frontends on the typical HTTP technologies, they could still use our APIs. But that would now run on blockchain. Their apps would now run on blockchain.
Got it. When you mentioned about meeting your co-founder way back in college,
I
believe at this point of time, the best way to do that is is for developers to come to the hackathon, meet their co-founders. Maybe they are building.
Yeah, that is exactly what I was trying to say, right? Like you should meet people at hackathons. We used to have Linux user group because that word hack itself was a big problem when we were in college. Because people would think, oh, are you hacking? Like now I'm saying cool. 2006, 2007.
Now it's kind of cool.
Now it's cool. But back then it was not. They would be like, are you pirating software? What are you hacking? Is your network safe? Things like that was kind of stupid. But what we ended up realizing is running a community is important. So we named it Linux user group. And that is where our journey started, like as founders, because we started literally running a web development company. It was a product company, not a services company, from 2007, like when people were not so familiar with any sort of web development, right? So we were building web services, backends, that sort of thing.
So I mean, you mentioned something about not knowing what you were going into. So and in Web3 is that space now. So any advice you would want to give to the young devs who are trying to enter into the space?
Right. So see, the context at the moment happens to be you are in this era of super apps, right? Like everything is an app, and you basically trust whatever is there on your mobile screen, right? But my advice would be to learn the whole idea that what is the difference between actual data and presented data, because that is where blockchain starts. Blockchain starts with the promise of access to the actual data being open. Open data doesn't mean like openly readable data. It is openly accessible. It could be encrypted, which only maybe certain parties can decrypt. But guess what? You have access to it, right? And as long as you have the credentials to further decrypt it or decode it, whatever it is, you should be more reliant on that as a concept than just, making fancy apps, dashboards, which look cool but is not giving any power to the user. Right?
Got it.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think we got it.
We got a few things?
Yeah. I think I got something new added, fresh from you.